Dating in Nairobi can be daunting, as any other place in the world. It can be, can't it? And sometimes I feel that there's a huge disconnect between millennials, and millennials are not babies, by the way. The oldest millennial, I think, is 39 years old. Yeah. So if you're 39 and below, you're still a millennial. So sometimes I feel like there's a huge disconnect between millennials and our parents, our uncles, and people who've gone before us in age. And so there's always questions about, sometimes very invasive, like, when are you getting married? What's happening with the guy you introduced us to the last time you were here for Easter? Huh? They just poured water in that relationship. Jennifer, surely. What happened? Are you guys still together? And sometimes you don't know what to do, and you don't want to come off as rude. And because of the age difference and being Africans, you're supposed to speak to your elders in some type of way, right? I want us to have a chat about the best possible responses to those prying relatives and friends who ask you about your relationship status. And they never quite stop. I mean, if you're dating, they're like, hey, it's been a while. When are you putting the ring on it? Huh? When is he putting the ring on it? He's never bringing cows. Huh? You're just letting him milk, milk, milk. You don't want cows. And sometimes it's very derogatory. They make remarks that are hurtful. All right? So, how then do you deal with a prying relative? What do you tell them in response? It's a very tricky balance, because if you told them the truth, it can come off as rudeness, right? And so I've been thinking around ways that would be best to respond to an older relative who's asking about your relationship status, and maybe insinuating that you've been around for a while and you should be married. Good evening. My name is Eric, and this is Eric Stories. Are you having a good day or good evening? I hope you are. If you're new here, this is for you. Eric Stories is about two individuals, you and I. We have conversations around the issues of adult life in the quest to try and become better. And I respect your mind about all of this stuff. There's a perspective you hold that I don't have, so please share it out with me. My DM is also open. If you feel like, if you feel some type of way, maybe you don't want to type on a public forum so that people see your very conspicuous handwriting, hit my DM. It's open just for you. And while at it, please make a point to acquaint yourself with my socials. I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram, as I am on YouTube. Subscribe. All right? Best possible responses in my mind. I wrote down a few things I think that are able to keep you on the safe zone, so that you're not discussed in the aunties and uncles baraza because of how rude you have suddenly become, especially after you got a job and bought yourself that car. Mtoto wa Agnes is so rude. Agnes's daughter, have you talked to her lately? She throws words. Terrible girl. She was just nice the other day. So to avoid being discussed in the baraza of your aunts and uncles, if at all you care, one of the things I think would be a wonderful response to, when are you getting married, or what is happening in that area, you could say, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know is a perfectly reasonable answer, especially if it's family and friends who are asking. I do not know. I do not know. What do you think about that? When are you getting married, Sophia? No, imagine. Just you and me, to be honest, between us, I don't know. I do not know. Would you have an idea? Don't ask that. You'll come off as rude. But I don't know is a good answer. That's the first thing I would say. Thank God nobody asks me as about such questions. A second answer I would give to a relative, a friend, somebody senior, or even a peer who wants to know when I'm getting married is, it's nice of you to inquire, but the truth is I'm not ready to settle down yet. I have some things I want to accomplish in my life, but, if that changes, I will be sure to let you know, and you're more than welcome to help then. That's an okay answer, don't you think? It's not rude, it's not imposing, and I think it should buy you some respite in time, or respite time. What do you think? Yeah? Because they ask, and they will not stop. They ask when they meet you, they ask when they're meeting your mom for chama. They're like, it can get very tricky. Usingoje, do not wait. Because, biologically, and I know you are even gone to school yourself, you understand that the woman's cycle, the cycle, it is very sensitive. And when you cross over to a particular juncture, it becomes even more sensitive. And for men, they would tell us something like, when you grow very, very old, even your children will be, made fun of in school. They'll say, oh, look at your grandfather. Look at your grandfather. And then you'll start coughing and it will look very bad on you. So hurry, hurry. So you don't want that. So instead of saying, Auntie, don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like that, Auntie. These would be good answers. Another way I could respond to when are you getting married without seeming disrespectful, it's not in our plan. Yeah, I've been dating for a while, but it's not in our plan. You are actually not obligated to explain further. When are you getting married, Sophia? Not in our plan, Auntie Rose. Not in our plan. Otherwise, how is the maize? How is the maize in the shamba? Is the weather nice? You're not obligated to explain any further. What do you think? Another answer. When are you getting married? When? As soon as we can afford it. Would you like to offer a donation when we are ready? That would buy you some time. Yeah? As soon as we can afford it. Yeah, we can't afford it now. We can't afford it. I'm out of work. I've just gotten a new job. He's also just, trying to work his way up the ladder. Once we're good and ready, we will. But for the present moment, we totally can't afford it. How do you normally answer when somebody asks you when you're getting married? Do you pout your lips and make sounds like then you walk to the other room? We are currently so busy we can't put a finger on a date yet. That's a good answer. Don't you think? When are you getting married? Oh, you have no idea. So I'm in between my MBA and work, and I'm also doing that side business. And, Joachim is also super duper busy. So we can't quite put a date yet. Yeah. Yep, that's a good way to end it with a nice, slow laughter. You could respond with a remark about how lovely the weather is. That's another way. Yeah. Suffice to say, abruptly changing the topic. And most people will understand what that means. That's another way. When are you getting married? Oh, Auntie, the weather's just been so unpredictable, hasn't it? It was just hot the other day, especially here in Nairobi. And now it's cold. I could swear it was going to be above 20 degrees. You wouldn't believe it, I had to buy a sweater. Is it as hot in the village or in Naivasha or in Mombasa, wherever they live? What do you think? I think it could buy you some, respite time because these people keep asking and they keep asking and sometimes they can really, really infuriate you. And so because you don't want them to speak ill of your mom, the way she didn't raise you well, and I know some of us these days are like, I don't care. Kwani, did he raise his children well? Because John is a known drug addict, his first son. Why can't he ask his first son about that? So you don't want to go low because they've gone low. You want to try and go higher. Yeah? What do you think? What are some of the ways to answer to this question? Yeah, an effective way. But also, I think sometimes it's a good opportunity to just educate your relations about the difficulty with which dating is. It's not 1974 anymore. It's 2022, and people can be dodgy. Guys have kids and a bunch of girlfriends, and it's not easy. It's not as easy and straightforward as it used to be. Let me know some of the ways you would respond to the very often asked question, when? Oh, when are you getting married? Good evening and have a lovely night. Speak soon.